your method and your way of handling this, that this person comes up and says something snotty about your hair or your clothes, and you literally just look at him and say the affirmation you just heard on your phone, and you just walk away. You're just like, I am full of peace and love, and you just walk away.
She's not a girl who misses much. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah.
Hi, testing sound, just testing the sound. We've got the Queen of Wands reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, Seven of Pentacles, and Four of Cups. The Queen of Wands reversed came out first, and this is someone who is, you got a bully in your workplace. I feel that, I don't know, a marble fell in the, that's crazy, why would that happen? Okay. That was so deep. You've got a bully in your workplace. You are in a toxic workplace. Is what is happening right now, and this is somewhere where you may be. If you're like a teacher, it's somewhere that you've worked for a really long time. You've been dedicated to this one place, this one position, this one job for a long time. It could be that there's retirement involved, like you've put in X amount of time and you don't have very much time left. And so, and it's always, I get the feeling it's always been a very positive workplace. It's always been a really good place to work. And this person has come in that has a very low self confidence. Um, they're literally, they get their jollies through the day just messing with people. Um, it's just your classic bully situation where everything, and if it's a boss that's over you, like everything you do, there's something to nitpick. And because of that, you're in this workplace where you've been in forever, and everything was fine. And now it has just literally become like you just don't want to go to work. You don't want to get up in the morning when it's Sunday night, you're miserable. Like, it's the last thing you want to do is to go to work, and it's just destroyed. It's caused this apathy um to happen, like a disconnection, melancholy, boredom, like just a really negative energy because of the toxicity that's taken over. And it's this person, which, I mean, I've been in many situations that were like that, and there are some situations where if it's toxic enough, it's definitely worth looking into where else can you go to work that, where else could you work within the state system that you can keep your retirement, like that kind of thing. It's definitely worth. Now, in this, right now, in this environment, in this economy, of course, it's not a good idea to just go out and just quit your job. You don't want to do that. You want to find one first. So you want to start putting your, and so the Four of Cups does offer some like some advice for how to deal with this, because the advice of the Four of Cups is to reevaluate your perspective on this situation. Look for the hidden blessings and opportunities. Be mindful, have gratitude, and be open minded, and like don't miss opportunities that are coming your way because you're in a very negative frame of mind, and that negative frame of mind is about work right now. So you could literally have somebody else that has been talking to you for a while saying, "Hey, don't you want to come and try this? Hey, we just opened this business, or we need somebody to do this." And they've been trying, but you're not wanting to give up your retirement. You're not wanting to start over. You're just kind of stuck and stagnant, which is what the Four Cups is. You're stagnant because of the negativity of the situation. Um and they and it's just like a flatness of, I'm just not gonna move right now. I'm not gonna move, not gonna change anything that I'm doing, but you are just stuck, unmotivated, and discouraged, and you may be missing good offers because of that stuckness. So you want to make sure that you listen to intuitive messages, that you accept, receive, and open yourself to the good things that are being offered, which is what told me that I think there's somebody that's already been talking to you, or something else that's already come up that you just kind of blew it off because maybe it's not as much money or there's other things, but this toxic environment, there comes a time when if there's no sign that that person is going anywhere, no, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. I mean, they could be gone next week, I mean, right? Anything could happen. But in general, if there's no sign they're going anywhere and it's your boss, it's your manager, and there's lots of toxic behaviors and it's causing, in the rock we were looking at, and I'll flash the pictures up that I have of this scene, but it's like there's one person like bent over their desk, or one creature or something bent over a desk working, and there's people kind of staring around a tree or around something, just watching this person. I get the feeling that this person has literally watched you, that you've caught them staring at you, looking at you, and then going back and talking to other people and saying negative things about you, about your work, about the way you do things. Like they're literally just nitpicking you on a daily basis. Sometimes it gets to a point where you've got to, but you can't leave there. The four cups is about a positivity. It's about a change in perspective. Don't take that negativeness and assume that everything. Be open with gratitude in your heart for the new opportunities that are coming towards you. I get the feeling there's already been somebody talking to you about a new opportunity, and you've just been blowing it off because it's just not what it's not the plan. It wasn't the plan, okay? But the plan to have it wasn't a plan to have this toxicity in every day, and it was not a plan to come home and cry in the afternoons. It was not a plan to have to live through what you're living through right now. If you can get another job within that system so you can keep your retirement, that's great. But you've really got to consider. You've got to take a perspective of how, what do you want your life to look like, because those kind of situations, they don't leave you. You're still mad when you come home that they've just made things up, said things to people. You had to go back and defend yourself to 8 different people about something that you did right to begin with, right? But this person just said whatever. That does not. It comes right on home with you. It comes right on home with you to the fixing your kids' supper, fixing supper for yourself. It you may not even be able to concentrate. I've had that particular situation push me to a point where, I turned on a hot bath. I was going to take a hot bath and literally overflowed the tub because I forgot that the bath water was even running. And it was upset over a person over this. It was my boss over that. Um, when you're doing exactly what they said for you to do and they're finding some fault with it because they have their own motives and you don't even know what they are, and you're just like, just what is wrong? So this card specifically is like, this is, get control of those. This card is about too much emotion. Like you're paying too much attention to emotion. You're like, translating things through emotion, like your work, that negativity, it's keeping you from seeing opportunities to get out because you're stuck in that emotional anger. um this card is about not being able to remove yourself, not being able to back off and look at what's going on without this intense emotions, because you probably are pretty angry that your really happy workplace turned into something that you don't recognize. You're probably angry about that, and that's normal. um right now, and say, first thing to be grateful for is that at this moment you have a job. At this moment, you have a job. So that's the first thing to be grateful for. There's always a good place to start is at night, when you're gonna say your prayers or meditate or talk to God, talk to the universe, talk to your angels. It's important that you say thank you and just start that prayer or that time with just a gratitude list, just of all the things that you're thankful for. When I sit and this was a card that popped up before I did the cards. I did the cards out, but it didn't record the sound properly. So y'all didn't have any sound, so I just decided to just go back in and fix it. Um, just re-record it, so they were already laid out, just simply because. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. Micah 7:8. This just fell out of the deck, and I thought, well, okay, I'll take it. So you are sitting in a place of darkness right now. The Lord shall be a light unto me. How can the Lord be a light unto you? Micah 7:8. You can start with that gratitude. Start with those prayers of gratitude at night, and start with, and maybe even when you get home from work, it might be a good thing to do. Also, when you get home from work, start with that gratitude and see, if that can help relieve some of the negative emotions that are clouding over the rest of your day, because you may not be able to get out of this in an immediate fashion. You may. And so I would advise definitely doing some self-educating, which you can do easily on YouTube or online on the internet, about toxic workplaces and how to guard your emotional health, how to set proper boundaries. And those things are going to be important for you if you're stuck in this and you cannot get out of the situation. We're going to pull a Jesus Words card and see. And it's funny that this rock was also very, it was very, cold-blooded animal. Like it's either a lizard, uh, snub-nosed snake. It's an odd looking little, let's see. And I'm gonna, yeah, I'll show you guys I'll flash some pictures through here. But, that also goes with the, getting your emotions under control and thinking with logic instead of thinking with your heart right now. That, it's almost that cold-blooded animal, the slowness, the methodicalness. What they need to do is get heat, so they literally just lay on a rock for like, I'm gonna lay on a rock today. We tend to be more emotionally driven, and I think that's the reason for that creature there is just this, wow, okay. Oh, confirmation. Okie dokie confirmation. We need to step back from the emotionalness of it and think more logically, slowly, and planned in a planned fashion. It almost is a rock of the evolution of these creatures, because one way you've got kind of a snake-looking thing, or an iguana, or a lizard, and you're looking at it, so in a way, it's almost this very slow evolution of these kinds of creatures, these cold-blooded creatures. Yeah. So, in any case, let me get our Jesus card here that came out. Is, oh my goodness, what did I say for you to do? Start with that gratitude prayer. Pray always. Luke 21:36. Pray always. Now, if you're in a position at work, which you may well be, where you are literally, struggling through your day, you don't think you can make it through the day without crying, or maybe you don't make it through the day without crying. Maybe this person says something every day that's like a passive aggressive comment about your clothes, your hair. Maybe it starts at 8:15 in the morning. It doesn't stop all day. Okay. Jesus says pray always. Says go in the bathroom at that moment that you're, having this, and pray right then. Because these people are everywhere, and it's just a thing. Sometimes we have to deal with it, but we do have to be proactive. And the Four of Cups is about considering your emotional stability, your happiness, the things that are important to you. If you're stuck in the negativity of the pain of this person attacking you constantly, then you're really not in a place of what is going to make me emotionally stable. What's going to help me? Like, how do I, get out of this situation? Alright, let's see if we have one more. Maybe. Okay, angel cards. Alright, we're going to do the angel cards instead. Since we got to pray always, that's pretty perfect. Pretty perfect. And that may help you get through the day. When I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me. Micah 7:8. You might also want to install something on your computer that would just, like a widget that will just throw up like some Bible verses like every one an hour, or every 20 minutes or something like that, or motivational, inspirational um, affirmations. You might want to do that. That also, when I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light unto me. You're sitting in it. You're sitting in it. You're not getting. If you can't get out of it, then you got to figure out how to sit in it. So how can the Lord be a light to you while you sit in that which you're sitting in, which is this place that has got a toxic boss or coworker? Oh my goodness! No more complaining is what the angels say. Complaints are affirmations of victimhood, which is never true spiritually. Take back your God given power by affirming that you have an abundance of choices and freedom. With your increased confidence and assertiveness, watch these positive affirmations blossom into reality. So it's taking some control over that, over you need this emotional stability. You got to take some control of gratitude as opposed to complaining, and also of finding ways to allow the Lord to be your light so that you're not feeling like complaining all the time, so that you are feeling affirmations of things that are other than victimhood, because you don't have to be a victim. That's a choice, right? um you can educate yourself how to deal with it. I've seen tons of videos about it, and they are employment type videos where you can look up, I'm in a toxic workplace, what do I do about it? And there's tons of stuff out there, and they will really help you a whole lot with that situation. So no more complaining. Don't accept that victimhood. Take back your God-given power. You have the freedom and the choice. You can have a little affirmation pop up on your phone or your computer or whatever every 30 minutes. That chooses you. You're choosing your reality. You're choosing your time. You may get to a point. I don't know how you should deal with it, right? You go look and see how they tell you to deal with it, but you may get to a point where, you get so zenned out with your method and your way of handling this, that this person comes up and says something snotty about your hair or your clothes, and you literally just look at him and say the affirmation you just heard on your phone, and you just walk away. You're just like, I am full of peace and love. And you just walk away. And they're like, oh, well, now she's got something to talk about, right? Now she's got something to talk about, okay? It's gonna get there. It's gonna get there. So if you're stuck there, take heart, because there's a way to handle it. There's a way to deal with it. um a lot of us, and I did for a long time, you get stuck in this space, you don't really know what's happening. You'd be amazed when you watch these videos about the toxic workplace. You'd be amazed what's actually happening around you, and you're going to learn a lot, and you can learn to deal with it. So this has been a really good reading. I think that is really is important. There's tons of people, workplaces aren't, they're not having a lot of ethics or morals right now. And there's a lot of people that end up in this situation. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, there's been places, and more than one, there's been places where I come home and cry every day, every day, because it's just misery. And so I definitely feel for you if you're in that situation. Yeah, you've put in a lot of time, you've put in a lot of hard work, and now you're stuck in a space of you just don't want to go. But when I sit in darkness, the Lord shall be a light unto me, Micah 7:8. He'll give you the opportunity, heads up and look around, try to step out of the negative emotions, because He's going to give you an opportunity to get out of it. And if you have to stay in it, then there's going to be a way for you to lighten your day, for you to lighten your load, where you just look at her and go, I am beautiful and powerful, and walk away. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Definitely let me know. Definitely throw a comment down there and let me know how that went when you do that with your toxic boss or coworker. Thank you guys for being with me for this rock read, and we'll see each other next time. Bye.